And I'm Kirk Knuckles. I've been with the company for 28 years, public safety and education.
There you go.
Today we're going to start out and talk about some things with y'all. Showing you some things about wires down, kites, balloons, do's and don'ts around electric wires and stuff like that in your neighborhoods. So we want to really just reach out to y'all. And at any time, if y'all have questions, we're set up for questions and everything. So please shoot out the questions and ask. That's the only way we learn. So today we're going to start out with the down wire at a utility pole. This wire has came down in a storm. How ironic, we have a hurricane coming in, more down South Texas. A wire down on an electric fence in your neighborhood can be very, very dangerous. As you see Kenny arcing it right now, you can see all the different colors and the intensity of the flame. That dark blue and orange is very, very hot. My question to you all, say if you walked out and it's not arcing right, it's still energized. If you touch, you'll get shot. What do you think? Yes or no? The answer is yes. And I don't care how far away you are. Just because you're in the immediate area, yes, you can. But say if you're a block or two down, you still can get electrocuted. So it's a very dangerous situation. So it's very important to pay attention when you leave your house in the morning to make sure there's no down wires or anything like that. Now, we're going to be moving along, and they're going to show you some of our protection stuff up here on top, our PPE. Those orange things in the house, we call them snakes. Our sleeve covers to protect the guys when they're working between all three different phases up there and stuff like that. So it's very important. Mr. Kenny's gonna run down there and find the bad spots, and you'll see it arc. Those guys, it's very important for them to check their PPE every day, not once a week, every day, to make sure it is in good working condition, because you don't get a second chance with electricity out there. So that's why that's important. Again, working in between those three different phases, and each one of those phases is a 19.9. Very important to have all your PPE in good working condition. Now, we're going to check the other part of their important gear, their gloves, the PPE. He's going to run up and down. And if he finds a pinhole, I don't want to spoil it for you, pay close attention. So far, so good. Let's go to the next glove. Oh, I just lost a finger, if I was lucky. Now, in that one particular one where it's bad, we put a weenie in there to represent a finger to give you an idea of the damage. As soon as he gets done, I'm going to pull it out and let you take a look at it. Remember, when you get electrocuted, not shot, electrocuted, it cooks you from the inside out. So it does a lot of damage, although it doesn't look like a lot of damage sometimes. Most of the time it does. Thank you, sir. And here you go, give you an idea of what your finger would look like. There's a nice pitted hole and everything in there. So very important. And no, you can't use any kind of glove to get out there and do that kind of work. Our guy's glove and all our rubber products that we use, it's made from pure rubber, meaning not man-made. When you make man-made rubber, it has carbon, fiber, wire, all kind of stuff in there that's very conductive to electricity. So it's important that we get a pure rubber. Our rubber comes from Malaysia, out of a Malaysian milk tree. And the tree is milk. So therefore, it's pure, and it's poured into molds and shaped to whatever we need to use to work with for our tools and PPE. So that's why it's important that you can't do what our guys do, because the rubber product is totally different. Any questions or anything out there? All righty, moving right along. As you see, the guys are setting up and everything. We're fixing to do a tree shot with trees and power lines. This is very important because our guys go out and do a lot of this. And in the past, meaning in the past 3 to 4 years, we've had some serious deaths from tree trimmers trimming trees. Professional tree trimmers and non-professional tree trimmers. You need to really watch this because this is important. That tree could be energized because that line that's running through that tree is carrying 19.9 kV, kilovolts. A tree is what? Wood and moisture because it's a living thing. And it has a lot of moisture content in that tree. So when you go up there and stick your pole saw, something like what Kenny has in his hand, it can be very dangerous. So watch this. Now Kenny's gonna start out massaging it, and as you see, look at that moisture content taking off already. And you can tell from where he's touching it all the way up to the clamp, it's going completely through there. And as it dries off the moisture, there you go. So imagine if you had a pole saw stuck up in there and you're on the ground and you don't have on the gear. That electricity is gonna run through you and come out at the bottom. Electricity is always trying to make a path to ground. So when it exits your body, normally it comes out very violent and you're gonna lose a body part or blow half of your limb off. So that's why it's so important to get professionals to do the trees and everything like that, okay? Any questions while we're going along? Please feel free to ask. All righty. Next, as you see, they're getting set up now for another demonstration. And then I'm gonna bring this piece here so you can see this while they're setting up for the next demonstration. This is rather warm, although you have to take my word on that. Nobody's here to touch it because we're in social distancing times right now. But you got a good shot here, and it's still smoking. All righty, kite strings. This is a very big no-no. Flying kites in neighborhoods around power line. Again, as I said, those lines are 19.9, and you're flying a kite. Kite string is not made like it used to be. As you see, he's massaging it, and you can see it's going through there all the way to the clamp. Already it burnt off, and very electrifying. So, never fly your kites in the neighborhood around power lines. Try to go out to the park where the power lines are non-existing around there, or out in the country or in the suburbs, somewhere away from there. And fly your kite and be safe, because you only get a chance, and that's all it takes. You're out. Let's talk about the body taking electricity. Different size bodies and stuff. As you see, my size, some of the guys that are doing the RockIT Spark here with me, that can have a lot to do with it. Take a child size and my size. They cannot take a lot of electricity. I cannot take a lot of electricity, but I probably can tolerate a tad bit more than a child. So that's why I'm saying it's so important that you don't let you can do damage to our system, knock out the power, inconvenience a lot of people, even with the kite, okay? Now, let's talk about what I just touched on. Releasing balloons, graduations from high school, college, going from elementary to junior high, whatever the case may be. You buy a lot of balloons and they come in a bundle. Well, I'm gonna show you just with one balloon how much damage can be done. Pay close attention. These are the Mylar balloons too, where they have that special coating on them. So they're very, very conductive. See there? Look at that. Bright flash, just like the camera taking pictures and stuff like that. Give you some ideas. So imagine if you have a bundle of those, and then a bundle is what, 25, 35, or whatever it may be. They get up there between all three phases. You're gonna knock out some fuses and knock out a service and cause a lot of inconvenience. And imagine that right now, like a couple of weeks ago when we were staying in triple-digit weather for 8 or 9 days, extremely hot. Imagine being without your power for 4 or 5 hours, depending on how much damage that does to the power line in the system, the fuses, the switches, all that good stuff, the insulators. So it can be very damaging. So please be careful. Don't release those balloons. I know it's fun to release and watch them float away, but it's not worth the consequences. All right, any questions or anything out there? We showed you several different things, so please don't be shy, speak up.
Hey, other than the glove, how else are the guys out there being safe?
Well, the guys, they have different type of procedures. They have the PPE from head to toe, all kind of good stuff. Matter of fact, let's hear it from one of the journeymen. One of the journeymen step up and come forward.
We have FR pants. We have our undershirts that are FR also. We have our boots that are steel toe. Our hard hats. We wear our gloves. We also have sleeves that cover our shoulders up and everything.
So that's a lot of different type of gear there and everything. When he says FR, that means fire retardant, fire resistance. Give you an idea. Because when you get flashed like you saw on that fence and up there on those live primaries when they had it energized, that flash is very, very hot, real hot, ungodly, believable hot. Your skin will just melt depending on how close you are to it and everything. Any other good questions? That was a real excellent question. Thank you for that.
There's another question we have. What about shoes that hang from the lines throughout the city?
Excellent question. The question was about shoes. People take their old tennis shoes and toss them up there in the line and they dangle. Take today. We got a storm coming in a little bit from this hurricane. That tennis shoe up there is just dangling in the wind. And then as more intense the storm gets, the tennis shoe dangles. And it gets tripped up into the primaries, two different phases. And it causes an outage. It causes a fuse switch like you see hanging down right over there at the end under that flashing light there. It'll trip that fuse out. And you'll have another outage, which is another inconvenience. Excellent questions. Keep them coming.
All right, guys. If any girls have any questions, please let us know at this time.
It's Isabel, and I'm a part of Girls Inc. Cohort Eureka 3.
Hello.
And we're here, and we have a few questions for you.
As we're moving along and we're out of questions. Oh, I'm sorry.
What is it like to work at a CPS Energy?
What is it like to work at CPS Energy? What is it like to work at CPS Energy?
It depends where you work. We have all type of jobs and everything. And all the jobs, and this is the honest truth, each job is not a job, it's an adventure. Each day is a different day. You never know what to expect from day to day here. So it's very exciting and everything. And it's a challenge. And my challenge to you all are, apply when you get a chance. Come out. We have fields and everything, different job types, no matter what. So the only way you can find out, you need to come through and talk to Miss Christina Duarte. We have an internship, and you can just find out on your own and join that adventure. Excellent questions. Keep them coming.
Hello.
Any more questions?
I'm Jessica. I am in the Eureka program. I am in Cohort 4, and I go to James Madison High School. And one of my questions is, what is the biggest challenge that you face working at CPS Energy?
What is the biggest challenges you face working at CPS Energy?
Oh, that's a real hard question. I tell you what, I'm going to pass the buck to these gentlemen up here.
Storms are the best challenges that we have there because we're out there at nighttime during storms and everything, not knowing what we're pulling up on, not knowing if we have wire down, not knowing if we have trees down. And with customers, being out there in the way does not help out anything. So if y'all ever see wire down or see tree limbs down, please stay away from any of that. So if we show up, make sure we were able to do our job safely.
I have one more thing for y'all like to show y'all too. I'm going to take one more question, and then we're going to move to the very last thing we have for you, which is a down wire on a vehicle, do's and don'ts, and what to do. Question.
What are the benefits of working at CPS Energy?
What are the benefits of working at CPS Energy?
There's a lot of benefits. One, you get a real good job. You learn a real excellent trade, no matter where you work at in the company. From the office to the field to whatever you do. You have your health insurance. We have our own credit union. You have a 401k. The sky's the limit. You have all type of opportunities for advancement throughout the company. If you get burnt out and there's not enough challenge in the field that you start out, you have other avenues to go to and other challenges in other departments. The skies is unlimited. It's just up to you. The limitation you have is yourself, because there's no limitations here. You just have to get outside the box and be a go-getter and go for it. All right, moving along. We're gonna do this last demonstration for y'all about a down wire. I'm gonna talk a little bit about it before I go do it, and then I'm gonna set up the scenario for you so y'all can all understand this. It's a Friday or Saturday night, and you're driving from wherever you left, a party, dinner, whatever the case may be. You might have had a little refreshing beverage. And you might not be yourself quite. You'll be a tad bit tipsy, okay? And if you don't understand what I'm saying about that, a brown soda water. Okay, give you an idea. You lose control of your vehicle. You slam into one of the utility poles and the wire falls down on the vehicle. I'm gonna show you what to do. So let me hop over here and go through this. As you see, I'm in the vehicle. And right now, in the vehicle, I'm like a bird on a wire. So therefore, I can't get electrocuted. And what you should do is stay in the vehicle, because there's no need for you to get out until our guys show up to de-escalate the situation to make it safe for you to get out. But let's say the vehicle catches a fire. Then if you stay in the vehicle, you burn up. You get out the vehicle, you get electrocuted. Not true. There's a special way to get out the vehicle. Pay close attention. You're gonna open the door slowly and carefully. You're gonna get out by standing up on the side of the vehicle. You don't touch the ground and the vehicle at the same time. As you see, I'm out on the door jamb, standing up. I'm still safe. I'm like a bird on the wire. And as you hear, the electricity is still crackling and doing it. So I'm in an energized area. Concentric circles right now, going around. So, therefore, not to break those concentric circles, I must jump down slowly and keep my feet together. All right? Pay attention. Here I go. I'm going to get position, and you don't have to jump far. As you see, I'm down. Keep your hands to yourself. Now, there's two methods. I could hop away, or I could shuffle my feet. The reason why I'm going to tell you to shuffle your feet, how did you get in this predicament? You had one too many brown soda waters, so you won't make a good hopper. So therefore, I'm going to shuffle my feet. So pay close attention to my feet. I'm going to have my feet together, and there's a wire coming right there. I definitely don't want to touch it. I'm just going to kind of bend over and shuffle my feet slowly. Now, on a dry day like this, I'm going to keep shuffling 25 to 30 foot away. On a wet day, I will double that to get away, because those concentric circles are moving around you in ripples. Meaning concentric circles. Take a calm day and toss a rock in the water. And you know how the ripples go wild like that, away from the rock? Those are concentric circles. Electricity does the same thing on dirt, ground, asphalt, rock, whatever the surface may be. So that's why you have to hop or shuffle. But remember, shuffle, you can't go wrong. It's slower, take your time, you'll be around to live for another day. Any good questions or anything from me?
Why can the birds sit on the wire and not get electrocuted?
Excellent question, excellent question. The reason why the birds can sit on the wire and do not get electrocuted, because just like that scenario, you must be touching the electricity and the ground at the same time. Electricity is always trying to make a path to ground. So if the bird's on the wire, he's not going to get electrocuted. No, it has nothing to do with his feet, his talons, claws, whatever. None of that. You got to have that. Say hypothetically, if the bird was standing on a wire and he had one long foot and it reached down and touched the ground and he had the other one on the wire, poof, no more bird because he had the ground and electric. Or say if a bird's close to an insulator and he spread his wing out, where's the insulator? On the utility pole. Where's the pole? In the ground. Again, you got to have those two things. Excellent questions. Any more good questions?
Yes. How many hours of safety training do
I've never been asked that. That's a real good question.
members do
Say
before
that
working?
shirt probably weighs pound, pound and a half. Jeans, average weight of a pair of jeans, what jeans wear? Your boots. What do boots wear? Well, steel toes might be a tad bit heavy. Let's say a couple of pounds for some boots like that. The clothing is really not the bad heavy stuff. It's the gear that you have to carry. The clothing mainly, it's extremely hot, especially in the summertime. But in the wintertime, it feels very good because it's kind of like having a coat on, and those guys can't work when they're in a hot spot with the coat or a jacket on. They have to be very careful what they wear. Good questions. Any more?
Yes, let's take some live questions.
How many hours of safety training do you guys need?
Hours of safety training do you guys need?
I'm going to let Mr. Kenny Katara have that question. The question was, Kenny, how many hours of training did it take before you can make a journeyman to get released like you troubleshooters do, one man to a truck?
Well, to make a journeyman, it takes anywhere between 6 to 8 years. But there's no such thing as how much time, because you're always learning your job. You're always learning the safety part of it. So we don't give a time limit on that because there's always room to learn more and more and more.
And remember, these guys are working with live electricity. We're one of the fewer companies that do not de-energize our power line. We do not want to interrupt your service. So they work with it live. And you only get one chance. You never get a second chance. So time limit, not like that. You got to learn. And just like with anything else, the systems are getting better. The technology is getting better. So you're always learning. There's always a learning curve. It never ends. You must be very open-minded and very flexible. Excellent questions. Keep them coming.
Yes, we have another one. How many women do you see working at CPS Energy?
How many women do you see working at CPS Energy?
Kenny, let's put our heads together on that one.
Well, in the electric department, as far as in the field, we might have maybe one, give or take. But outside of that, in the offices and everything, is where we have a lot of women at work.
And like where I came from in gas, as I was a gas journeyman troubleshooter, back in my time when I was out in the field, we had 5. And two of them were lead crew foremen. So we have a lot of jobs. And everybody gets an equal opportunity, male or female. There's no restrictions. As long as you can pass the training and learn and keep that open mind, no restraints on that. Excellent question. Keep them coming, y'all. Don't be shy.
About how many fuses go out per week in San Antonio, and what are the main causes?
Per week in San Antonio, and what are the main causes?
Kenny, I'm going to let you have that question.
Okay, so that's a good question there, because you cannot put a number on how many fuses go out. Because we don't know how many squirrels are out there. There's lots of birds out there, and that's our number 1 and number 2 items that get up in the transformer and cause electricity to go out. Squirrels and birds, of course, you got the balloons too, you got trees. So that's a hard question. I can't give a number on that. As far as outages, it all depends. If it's a sunny day and squirrels are moving, we can get anywhere between 30, 60, 100 people being out of electricity.
Excellent questions. And also remember, our guys are out there all the time, 24/7, nights, weekends, holidays. There's no reason We always have trucks and guys out there because our main priority is to keep the gas and electric flowing, to keep your services to you. We do not want you inconvenienced.
We work 24/7, 365, 7 days a week.
Any more excellent
What is
questions?
the easiest job
Y'all are
at
doing real
CPS?
good out there today. Awesome job. Awesome.
What is the easiest job at CPS?
You know, one day I figured that question would come
I don't
along.
think there is an easy job.
I don't, you know. I wish y'all could see the guys that are filming us right now. That's not an easy job, because if y'all could see all the gear they have, there's no such animal as an easy job at CPS. I'm going to label that one like that. What do you think, Kenny?
I don't believe there is an easy job at CPS. If you want to make money, you want to do a job, there's no price on that. But you got to be willing to do something to make money. And if you want to do something to make money, this is the company to work for.
And whatever job you have here at CPS, no matter what, across the board, every job has a lot of responsibility. You must be a very responsible individual.
Do you love your job?
Yes, I do. That's a roof over my head, food in my belly, keep clothes. You can ask Kenny. Kenny, do you love your job?
I love my job. I love what I have. I love the people I work with, and I love where I work at.
Both of us are from two different teams, but you're at work more than you at home. You have a family at home, and most important, you have a work family at work. And I don't care what department. Like, I'm from community engagement. I have a large family over there, 20 or 30 people. Kenny has a very large family because they're on the electric side. How many are in your work family, Kenny?
Well, in our direct family, as far as service restoration, there's probably about 34 of us. But that's just our little family here. But we also spread out into the districts and everything, as far as south side, north side, and east side, journeymen and everything that we've all worked with hand in hand together at one time or another. And that's anywhere between 100 to maybe 300 people that we work with.
So we have a very large work family. Even the guys behind the scene today, they're my family. They're Kenny's family. We're all family.
Is it fun working at CPS?
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Like I said earlier, you never know what you're going to do when you walk into that center in the morning. You never know what the future holds for you. Same for the guys here on the technical team that's setting up, doing the camera and this live shoot, making it available for you all at this time and period. You know, we knew about it in advance months, but still, it just stays chaotic. I wish y'all could just see the work that goes into setting up and all the gear out here. And in these adverse conditions, it's not raining or nothing, but it's starting to cloud up, but the wind has been blowing, and that creates a little havoc and a problem.
Do you each have to stick to a certain group or certain problems, or do you just go and do or fix the problem?
Handle a certain problem, or does everyone just go and handle a problem?
Elaborate a little bit on that for me, please.
Like, do you have like group projects, or does just anyone go and do it?
You have group projects, or just anyone go and do it?
Well, as far as our department, so let's say we have a pole down. With the pole being down, we have a pole crew that will go to actually remove the old pole and set a new pole. We have a line crew that will come over there and take the stuff off the old pole and install new stuff onto the pole. We have troubleshooters that actually will go out there first and diagnose what the problem is, what we're going to need, assess the situation and everything, and contact the right personnel as far as people, departments, crews, as far as what we need, who we need out there. That's what our district does, our department.
And on our side, defense and community engagement, it'll come from CourtCom, which is Miss Christina Duarte and her gang and everything. They send the email out to us for this event. Use this for an example, and then we'll figure out who's going to work. And like it's a Saturday, so I'm out here today. Randy's out here from my group, and we're working this. And it kind of trickles down and everything, but it all comes together. And it's so easy because we do it all the time. It's just like second nature. You know what to do to make it work, and we're going to get it done. Any more good questions, Randy?
That's it. Thank you so much for this presentation. We really enjoyed it.
Okay, on that note, we're going to be leaving y'all. But most important, before we leave, I want you to remember this. CPS. Yes, we are the utility company, your natural gas and electric company. But most important, please remember this. No matter what, CPS, we have our communities back, and we will be here for you, okay? And as I'm telling you that, I want to just put a little jab in here to let you know we're going through this coronavirus at this time right now, and we have a lot of programs, meaning people need a lot of help because a lot of people have lost their jobs because of this situation. So the reason why I'm telling you this, we have a lot of different programs. I would like for you to take advantage. Yes, we know you're not able to pay your utility bill. We're not worrying about that right now. Right now, we want to get you the help and everything that you need. So call us and we can take care of you. We have stuff from Bexar County. We have stuff from the city of San Antonio where you can get bill assistance. So please come forth. Ring those phones, 353-2222, 210-353-2222, and call and ask. And if not, we will be calling you for assistance. We're not calling to ask for money. We're not calling to collect bills. We're calling to help our community right now. CPS is there for our community. Our community is first. And our motto here at CPS, people first. Thank you for your time. Y'all have a nice day. Thank you.